Hello world, welcome back to Cybercreed. Today in this video we are going to see how you can send mail via Python, and also we are going to see how you can send something like this tabular data via mail to Python. So let's suppose that you have any CSV file or any report that you have generated in the form of table, but instead of sending the file itself like CSV or Excel file, you want to format it in this particular format like a table, and this is so good looking too as far as I can see. And you want to send this via mail, so that is what we will be looking at. And yes, previously sending mail via Python is going to be was very easy. You just enable less secure app, but now the things have changed. Now you have to basically enable two-step verification. So if you are just here to see how to send mail via Python, that is also going to be covered in this video. So with that said, let's get this video started. So in order to send mail something in this format with this particular table and formatting, there are a few things that are required to do. But first, the first step is to how you can basically allow Python to access your Gmail account. So for that, the very first thing that is required to do is to enable two-step verification. So for that, what you can do, you can just simply, so I basically use it for more securely. So my two-step verification is basically turned on, and here are the devices that I have the prompt which I can basically enable. So first step to enable two-step verification, you can just Google. So let me just quickly show it to you. Enable two-step verification Google. So this will simply give you this link, enroll, welcome, and you can simply enroll here. So go to settings. So once you click here, you have to enter the password, and then you will be landed to this page. For your, it will be saying turned off, but I have turned it on. So first step is to turn on, and then once it is turned on, you have to get a secret code, with the help of which we are going to connect our Python program with the email account. So we are not going to use the password because you have enabled two-step verification. So now password will not work. So in that case, what you need to go, you need to search for app password. You can just simply Google Gmail app password, and here you see this link, myaccounts.google.com app password. So you can click on this link. So once you click on this link, you will be simply landed to this page, this app password, after entering your password. So I will not enter my password. So here I have already created this Python mail type of thing. So here, once you are here, you have to select app. So here you can give it any name, but here we are going to use for our custom code. So we are going to use for other like custom name. You can give it any name like so. Once I will click on generate, it will ask for password, but I already have created this, so I will not generate it. But let's, in order to show you, I have generated it, and this will give a key something like this. And this is the key that you need to keep secret. You are not going to show this. I am just currently going to delete this Python mail, because I will be using this Python mail which I created few minutes ago. So I'll be deleting this. So you need to copy that particular code, and we are going to use that code into our system. So instead of writing the password, that is your passcode. So you make sure don't share that with anyone. So once you have both the thing set up, the two-step verification as well as this app password, now let's go and see how we are going to code the system out. So here I am basically in my PyCharm, and I have created this config.json file. So inside this config.json file, I have created and entered my passcode. So what you can do, you can just simply click on new. I am inside PyCharm. You can click on file, just to show you how you can create JSON file. If someone who don't know, so you can just name the file anything, like you can name it pass.json. And here, if it is a JSON file, make sure to use the curly brackets. So curly bracket, you can say password, and then you have to just paste the code that you copied from that Google after getting the app passcode here. So I have already done it and saved it inside the config.json, so I will not be doing it. So this is how you can simply do it. And make sure to remember the variable name. It is generally recommended to use this all in caps, which I have done in my config.json. So you also need to follow that step, or you just need to remember this name. So once you have created a JSON file, now we are going to start coding. So now let me just simply zoom it a bit, and firstly we will start by importing some of the important libraries. So the first library that is required for sending a mail is SMTP. So with SMTP, because the mail server uses SMTP server in order to send the mail, we will be importing that. So let me just first paste this thing, and then we are going to see what all use cases are. So SMTP for sending mail, and this email message, it is basically going to be used for formatting our mail in the format that we are going to send. So that is the reason we are going to be using this email message to add body, to even add content, or even add attachment to it. But in this video we are not going to be saying attachment, but we will be using it for sending the mail. And here we have importing JSON, because we have saved our things inside this config.json file. So in order to read those things, we need this config.json. And here we are using pandas as PD because we need to read this CSV file. So we need to save this CSV file in order to create a table, because if you know pandas, it basically generates a table. So for someone who don't know, data frame is just like it basically converts the data that you read from either CSV or Excel file in the form of tables. So that is why we are using pandas. And here we will be using this library pretty HTML table, which will be responsible for generating that beautiful HTML like looking page. So the page that will be looking something like this. So now let's go back to the code. Before starting this, you need to make sure that you have installed this pretty HTML table. So you can just go to the terminal, and as you can see, I have already installed it. You have to write pip install pretty HTML table. So just pip install this pretty HTML table, and then you will be good to go, because this is the library that does not come pre-built. And also if you don't have this pandas, this also you may require to install. So with that said, the first thing for sending mail, we need to read the credentials. So firstly we have to read the file. So I will just name it file, and we need to open our JSON file. So we need to say open, and we need to pass our config.json. So inside double quotes, so inside double quotes I have to say config.json. So if your JSON file name is something different like admin.json or password.json, you can put the name accordingly. But here I have config.json, so I will name it that. Then we have to basically convert that data in the form of dictionary, because JSON, as you have seen, if you know Python, it is just the form of dictionary. So we have to read that JSON and convert it into the form of dictionary. So we have to say JSON dot load, and we are just simply going to pass the file. So this will create a dictionary. So it will be key value pair. If you have named your variable inside that JSON file as password, it will be like password will be the key, and the value will be the secret code that you paste from that app account. So the next step is to basically write the credentials. So I will simply copy paste it, these 3 lines. So here I have basically defined the sender email. So sender email is going to be the my email address from which I will be sending my mail from. And here I have written the mail password and data of mail password, because data is basically a dictionary, and from that we are taking the value from the key that is named as password. So if you have named your key something different inside your JSON file, you have to put that name here, and then here I put the receiver emails. So this is the receiver email who is going to receive the mail which I will be sending from. Now here the main thing of building the table things is going to start. So this is the CSV file. So we need to firstly read this CSV file, and the best way is using the pandas. So we will simply read inside the variable name df. Df is equal to pd dot read CSV, and we will pass the name of the file output.csv. So we have saved the variable, and now here we will just write the mail body. So let me simply say mail, and here we will be writing HTML. So it is recommended to use this triple quotes for multi-line messages. So here, as we can see, here we are also saying hello, welcome to CyberCreate, and here is the table of content. So you also need to pass this message along with this table. So for that, what you are going to do, you can either you can simply write the thing like this, and then you can press enter, and we are going to use dot format. So dot format, for that we will write simply 0 here, and you can also add the things like thanks and regards and your name like that, so that it will be in more standardized format if you are sending it for professional use and you are automating it. And then after that, what we need to do, just as soon as you are outside this double quotes, you have to write dot, because we are applying dot format on this entire string, dot format. And here we are going to be using this function build table. So we have to use this build table. So we have to build table, and here it will take some parameter like which data frame, like which thing we want to build table from. So here you can see there is this variable known as df. It is just saying what parameter it can take. So we can simply say df, and it will simply build a table, a very simple looking table for us, and it will send via mail. But we will also see how we can simply decorate it more, but we will see it later. Okay, why it's yellow? So I think we have to also define the color in which it is going to be. So there are lots of parameter which is available. So I'll simply copy it. Or I can simply instead of writing color is equal to something, or you can just say color is equal to something, or you can just also put the name like blue light, just in order to make this here you can see the blue light color. That is why we are defining the color. So once it is done, now here comes the main part. Here we are going to be writing the function that will be responsible for sending the mail. So for that I will write, I will simply, let me just copy the function which I already have written just in order to save time. So here we are writing this send mail function because you can use it for pretty much sending anything. So function will be very beneficial. So this takes some parameters: sender email, from, receiver email to, and then there is this mail password, the password that you have. So in this case the password is the app code that you get and save from the JSON file, and then the subject. So the subject is going to be test multiple attachment or things like that. This is basically the subject. And then there is this mail body. So mail body is nothing but this entire mail. So once it is done, what we are going to do, we will simply, okay. So the first thing, we have to create the object of our email message. So if you remember this email message that we imported, so here we will simply say, so you can create any variable, but for this sake I will simply say message equal to email message. And what this will do for us is it will simply create an object of email message. And now it is very easy to simply keep on adding things. So let's suppose firstly you want to add 2. So once you have created the object, it gives the functionality to use things in a much more easy way. So you can say message, and then you can start from. So okay, I think it's from, and here you have to write sender's email. So from, like this, sender's email, then message, and to whom you want to send this message to. So it will be basically be receiver's email. And if you want to send people to CC in carbon copy, in black carbon copy, this is also going to be very easy. You can simply say message, okay, message double quotes BCC. So it will simply put all the peoples in a black carbon copy. You can just write like adi@something.com. If there are multiple people, you can just use comma, something@something.com, things like that. But here we are not going to be using black carbon copy, but here I'm just letting you know because you might have this use case. Like simply if you want the carbon copy, you can just use double CC, it will send carbon copy. So I think the first letter is always capital, and after that letter R is small. So in black carbon copy, it's BCC. It's like that. This is one thing. Now we have defined from where we want to send the email and to whom we want to send the mail. Now we have to basically mention the subject. So message, and it is very easy to mention the subject. Subject, and from subject we can simply pass subject, which we will be passing later. And now we have set the subject to. Now the only thing that is left is the mail body. So we can say message dot add. So with add attachment we can add attachment, but here we are going to be using add alternative, and in add alternative we will be passing our mail body, and we will also have to define and tell this email that hey, it is Python. So for that we can simply write mail body, and then here we have to tell it that hey, it is HTML form. So I will simply write sub So here we have written subtype HTML, which means the mail body that we are going to be sending is in the form of HTML. And here also you can use H1 and bold, strong, basic HTML in this mail body too, because it is nothing but it is going to be interpreted as an HTML. Okay. And now here we have arrived to the main part where we have to basically establish the connection. So let me just simply copy this piece of code and I will explain. So here firstly with SMTP SSL that we have simply imported at the very top, we will be basically be sending, we will be firstly be establishing the connection from the Gmail. So smtp.gmail.com is basically the address of SMTP address of Gmail, and this 465 is the port that our Gmail supports, and we are opening the connection with the name of SMTP, and firstly we are logging in using the sender email, because this is going to be our email, and this mail password, the password of the mail, and then here we are sending the message. We logged in, we have sent the message, now we have closed the connection. So till here the mail would have been sent, and our thing from this particular function is done. So why it's showing yellow, let me just reformat the file, and now here we have to call this send mail. So send mail, and if I just simply copy the parameters here and I will just simply paste it. So here subject is not defined, so what we can do, we can define the subject here like testing mail with our Python, and I think this will be it. This will make the things okay. Now we are not seeing any error, and this is just simply showing yellow because we are using the capital letters, so we can ignore that. And after the mail is sent, we can simply use print mail. So this mail sent message is not compulsory, but here we it will be using internet connection, so we need to just make sure that our mail is being sent. So once it's done, we can simply right click. If you are in PyCharm, you can click on send mail, and let's see if it is going to be able to send mail or not. So it have sent the mail. So let's go to our email box. So here you can see this new email, and here you can see hello, welcome to CyberCreed. Here is the table of contents, and here is this particular decoration, and thanks and regards Sahit Pratap Singh, everything is added. But here you can see there is no line break or such, so we are going to fix that. So here you see thanks and regard. Here you can use the HTML content like BR for line break, thanks and regards, and let's make it bold. And if I now click on send mail, so mail is sent. Let's check it out. So here you can see hello world, welcome to CyberCreed. The CyberCreed is in bold, and as well as thanks and regards. Now it's in basically the different line. So this is how you can send email, and you can basically format things in the form of HTML. If you have the basic understanding of HTML, you can automate these things for sending reports or sending any data to your manager or your team, or for any purpose that you are looking for. So this was it for this video, and of course if you want to explore these options that are basically used inside this build table, so you can simply Google this library. The best way to learn is to go to the documentation. You can simply search pretty HTML table onto the Google Chrome, paste it here, and you will be landed to this documentation, and it will explain each and every field what it does. So here you see all the colors that are supported, so blue light, blue dark, gray light, and all these colors, and how you can basically send mail. And there are also some code templates too, like here you can, here by seeing this you can know, hey, we can add HTML tags too, and things like that. And these are the total things which are available, like you can even customize font size, you can even customize the font family, and each and everything here can be customized, and these are all the options available. So it is recommended always to go to the documentation page and explore all the options that you need, and it makes things much easier as compared to watching some random videos or like that. So that is it for this video, and if you have learned something new, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon, and I will meet you in the next video.